Hello Virgo, how are you? Welcome to your October 2016 Love and General readings. Quickly again, if you're on Instagram, please be sure to follow me at Jane International. And also I might be setting up a Facebook. If I do, by the time I do these readings, I'll put the link below. Okay, let's focus on your love energy, Virgo, for the month of October 2016. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, wow. This is it's a very colorful reading. I love when that happens, when you have the yellows and blues and oranges and greens and, every color, even the dark to the very light. I love when that happens. Wow. I don't even really know where to begin. I guess I'll just start with the Page of Pentacles in the center, which is essentially you and your energy, right? I love the pages because they are so curious, all right? That's the word I always use. And curiosity, I think, is something that a lot of people lose as they experience life, right? They become more comfortable and they become less likely to try new things and less likely to experience the world. And, but the Page of Pentacles is such a, let me uncover him here because he's such a very kind creature, right? But yet he still has that childlike innocence and feeling like maybe there's a new direction in your life, right? And his focus is so intense on his goal, right? So intense on his goal. And it's like there's nothing that can really detract or nothing that can distract him. And yet he's willing to go wherever, whenever, however, in order to achieve that, because he almost doesn't know any better, right? He's just going to do it because no one says he couldn't do it. And I love that as sort of the underlying tone of the relation or of the love reading, because it's like, I'm just going to go do what I want to do. I want to go out. I want to have a relationship. I want to go do things. Now, I'm not specifically seeing the energy of someone else. I feel as though this Queen of Cups is you still, all right? So this is kind of that underlying idea of new direction and all of that. But I'm wondering if many of you haven't recently had or experienced some form of a heartbreak and feeling a little less confident in the emotional department. Feeling like, maybe you have gone through some really significant changes and maybe your life path has changed in some way and you really are just starting out doing something, and this is for you, whether you're in a relationship or not, doesn't matter. You're doing something for you. And the Queen of Cups reverse, she's not necessarily wearing her heart on her sleeve. She is not necessarily open and ready and trying to find new love. Now, obviously, if new love comes in, she's not going to disregard it. However, I think that she's just complacent and happy, focusing in on herself, focusing on the things that she, again, even she has her focus very, very intense on her treasure, on her goal. Now, the fact that she is facing this way and that this pentacle is kind of being held up leads me to this 10 of Pentacles here. And that is, the story of a family and, acquiring riches, but riches not necessarily money, but also experience, and also adventures, and making yourself a better, more well-rounded person, and sharing those things with the people that are that's closest to you. And so many major arcanas in this reading. We have 5 majors, and they're all like in a row here. Let me touch on the 7 of Pentacles first, because I feel like there's like 2 quadrants, right? Or there's 2 sections. There's like this section, and then there's this section. And then these like minors are all kind of clumped together, and we have 3 pentacles here. 7 of Pentacles reverse. I think you are at a point, now I see this reversal going 2 different ways usually. Usually I see it as a feeling of stuck and not really ready to move on. However, in this instance, I feel like you're tired of analyzing your past. You're tired of feeling dissatisfied. You're tired of feeling like you're working for nothing. And therefore, because you're just tired of it, you're sick of it, like you're over it, you want to get here already. And now I feel like there's a very distinct and clear path that you have in mind for yourself. A very distinct goal, maybe in terms of family. Like maybe some of you are like, I'm going to go get married. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to make myself a better person, more valuable person. I'm going to develop skills. I'm going to enhance myself professionally. And somewhere along the way, I know that love is going to find me. And I have, it's almost like there's no worry here. I'm going to move into the majors here. I want to start with death. Death and the Tower. This is kind of like a dark column here, right? Death, the Tower, and the Moon. But not necessarily as a point of closure, but a point of opening. All right, death indicates a long process of getting over something, getting over someone, moving into a new phase, and it can take a lot of time. But coupled with the Tower, I feel that time has been, that it's not really a thing, and that it might occur more abruptly than maybe otherwise or normally it would. That the new beginning, the new opportunity, the new horizons, all the little cliche little things that I say all the time, will surprise you. And your life, I feel, is going to change quickly. And there may be something, I feel like all the stars are aligning. We have all the stars and the pentacles, we have the sun and we have the moon, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. And there's that idea of things being in the right place at the right time. The universe, okay, my favorite card, the Wheel of Fortune. The universe is aligning. Stars are aligning. Things are, there's this open channel for you to step through. And I think that you are. I think that you are taking advantage of the opportunities, the opportunities that life is handing you. You're putting your love focus on hold, okay? Putting your love focus on hold and focusing on the joys and the greater purpose of life. And, enjoying your family, spending time with your family, traveling and gaining personal experience. Like I say, developing skills, making yourself better, reading more books, watching more educational documentaries or things like that. Things that you are doing to make yourself more valuable and to really live life to the fullest extent, all right? There's so much goodness at the end of this, that this Tower, I feel, is not as dramatic as it might otherwise be, because it is a welcome closure or a welcome opening to something that you are leaving behind. I feel like this Tower might be, for some of you, a new relationship. But it's interesting that I'm not getting another character here. I'm not getting your partner or, the entry of someone new. But doesn't mean that that's not what this means, right? Towers can be tough, right? Sometimes you're doing your own thing and you're totally, let's say some of you are totally happy being single, and then all of a sudden here's a great person for you to have a great relationship with, and you're like, oh man, you totally messed up my single plans. I was doing all this stuff, I had all these ideas of what I wanted, and then, now here you are and you're amazing and I love you, and now I gotta change my focus a little bit. And then for some of you, if you're dating and things are ending, things are coming to a close, here's a perfect opportunity for you to really get your priorities straight and to really make those things that you've been thinking about or dreaming about, making them tangible, making them a reality. And there's no bad side to this. I mean, you have the sun, there's goodness in terms of your family, and I like this. It doesn't just speak to family, it speaks to getting the most out of life. Whatever that means to you. Extreme sports people, this means doing all your extreme sports dreams, going skydiving and climbing the Matterhorn or, Everest. And for those of you who, however. And then the moon. The last card of the reading is, it's the unknown, it's the mystery. But I feel like you are embracing this mystery. I feel like you are excited for this new darkness. You're excited for not knowing, and being open to open to whatever the next step on this very dark path has to offer. I'm going to pull out more cards now. Love this reading. Okay, let me shuffle a couple more times. Whoops, that didn't count. That was terrible. There we go. Okay. The Knight of Cups. And here might be someone for you coming in. A new relationship, maybe a water sign, maybe a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, maybe not. But someone who abruptly comes in. And again, unexpectedly, out of nowhere, as sort of an element of surprise, may come in and express something to you. But I feel, because of the state that you're in, and this state of I'm living life the way I want, I'm getting the most out of this journey, this human experience as I possibly can, maybe you won't recognize, right? I feel like there's something brewing secretly with the High Priestess, the Death, the Tower. This stuff actually may also be connected with him or her, all right, the Knight of Cups, more connected with them, and maybe something happening in their life as well. Their life that makes them realize maybe the way they feel for you. Maybe they have feelings secretly brewing somewhere, and that they just needed to close out this period of their life. I even pulled out two more majors. I feel like this is you, okay? And this is also you, but now here's someone else. And 2 more majors. And they're just kind of crammed in the middle. I feel like they might be experiencing something very heavy in their life right now, really prominent. Maybe they went through a recent breakup, or maybe they are experiencing the change. Death is almost an unnoticeable change, but when it's coupled with the Tower, sometimes it's like some of you may have I have no idea why I'm feeling this, but I'm just going to say it. Like, there may have been someone in your life in the periphery, and maybe they've been in touch with you, been in contact with you, but, maybe nothing happened. Maybe it was just dating and nothing really that serious really occurred. Obviously, if you're married, this would indicate your partner, right? But I feel like there might be some... Like they've always felt a certain way about you, but only now, in their fumbling almost, in their life that maybe was heavily affected by something, by death, right? Maybe a breakup, maybe a divorce, something like that. Do they understand and do they realize? Now, I'm not necessarily going to say that they're going to act. They may reach out to you, they may contact you, but I don't know if anything really will be conscious, right? We have the moon and the high priestess, which is that subconscious level. But that there are feelings there, that there is a connection there, even though they may not recognize it. Hanged Man reverse. They may still continue to not be in your life. They may still they may still continue to not be an important person in your life. But I think that they see and recognize a change in you, and they see what you're doing with your life, and that they will remain present. They will remain around for you. And maybe they still have a lot of stuff to figure out on their own. They have a lot of messiness to clean up, emotional messiness, and keeping them in this sort of state of suspension. But I feel like there's maybe really something there for you. I think that there's really something special, But I don't see it formulating right now. I see it just the kind of coming out of the aftermath of something, a heartbreak, something like that. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that. I'm gonna do your general reading now. Focusing on other areas if we can, like career or finance, or even just other, general energy. Oh, if I could shuffle. My hands are really sore this morning. Okay, I mean, I do feel that this month is really about something bigger than yourself. However that, whatever that means to you, it could mean finding the thing in your life that just makes you happy. doing that thing that just makes you happy. This is all very much about the bigger picture and really realizing and understanding your place in the world, in the universe, and how your time in this world is really being spent. And it's a really positive place for you, for anybody, to be going through something like this, because it allows you to really make the best out of this life, whether you're in a relationship or not, and in career, in finance, right? This means that you're finding something or an element of your job that you enjoy doing because you just enjoy doing it, or that you do because you just enjoy doing it, something that you're good at, that you are happy that that's how your time is being spent, and that you feel like you really are a part of something bigger. You're a part of something, and even maybe you are the creator of something bigger, right? A business owner. Maybe you are creating a place for others to, whether it's a creative outlet or a production outlet, or, something that allows others to put their talents to good use as well. I just feel like there's a lot of positivity around your time. There's a lot of positivity around your choices and of how you're spending your life, okay? And the King of Pentacles is very much on point, right, in terms of goals. Like, there's no confusion with him. He knows what he's doing. He knows where he's going. He knows the purpose behind things. Now, there's a little bit of some challenging energies, okay? 8 of Swords, 7 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. Now, I feel that there's a connection here with the Emperor, and that this may indicate someone in your life, a colleague, friend, family member. They might be associated, work at the corporation with you, work at the law firm with you. They may be a provider of stability, right? Because the 4s are indicative of stability and groundedness and firmness. And, this can even be foundations and roots, right? And, King of Pentacles, while he's surrounded by a garden, he's not, a stranger to roots and foundations by any stretch of the imagination. And yet I feel like there might be some level of disappointment or secrecy in relation to this Emperor. 5 of Pentacles is, perception is not always reality. Actually, I'm kind of feeling like 5 of Pentacles. I'm getting a different message with that right now. Like, I don't normally get that with this, but I feel like there's a sticking together, like true partnerships, right? Where no matter how bad things get or how out of control things may feel, you stick together. These are quality partners, quality friends, right? There's no reason for these two to be at odds, right? Neither is in a reversal. They're connected with the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Cups, and then we have the 5 of Pentacles. I feel like maybe there might be something happening, where one of you or both of you might be going through a rough time. And so, speaking to my last reading, I feel like, a lot of times when things bad happen, right? The Tower, you lose your job, you have an unexpected huge expense or health issues, or, when something dramatic happens in your life, you tend to appreciate the truly important things in life. And I kind of feel like maybe they have something to do with that, or they're a part of this with you, where they are standing in the snowstorm with you, and they are helping you and guiding you through this tough or difficult time. And because of their love and caring, and because of their generosity, they are... The problem is, let me backtrack, because I feel like the problem is that maybe you aren't seeing things for what they really are. Eight of Swords is that feeling of feeling trapped, or feeling like you can't see your way out. And I don't know quite exactly why these swords came out, because I feel like they're so opposite and so separate from the rest of the reading. Seven of Swords to me is letting your fears and your doubts and your speculations and your assumptions get the best of you. That may be speaking to maybe you're making speculations and assumptions on who this person is. We have yellow, reddish yellow, yellow, yellow in this sort of connection here. And why are you speculating? Why are these swords pointing to this person? Why are you looking the other way, right? Why are you allowing these things to sort of get in your way, instead of accepting who this person is, I feel like there's an air of generosity here, okay? You might not view it that way. You might be viewing it as like charity, or you might be viewing it as almost kind of even a slap in the face. But ultimately, they are in the cold with you. They are standing out in the blizzard with you. They are setting aside their riches. They are setting aside their goals and their ambitions to be there for you during a time of struggle. And I don't know why my reading is so heavily weighted toward this Five of Pentacles. I feel like it's, these three cards are really out of place. But, it is what it is. You can't ever have a perfect reading, right? I mean, the Eight of Swords, sometimes you become a victim, or you feel trapped by your own ideals, right? Sometimes when you are living life and you are experiencing the goodness of what life has to offer, sometimes you do sabotage it. Sometimes you don't really recognize it for what it is, and you still think that there's something better out there, or you still think that things could be different. And that's that ever-ending struggle of happiness, right? Attaining happiness. It's you have an idea of what you want, you work, and then you get it and you feel great, but then that excitement sort of wears off. And now you need to push yourself even more to attain this level of happiness. And again, and it keeps getting farther and farther and farther away. And I feel like you aren't really seeing or appreciating the place that you're in, because the place that you're in, I feel, is like a really great place. And that you are living for a higher purpose, even though you might not recognize what that purpose is yet. There is victory in this for you. Wherever it is you are, whatever journey it is you're taking, there is victory and success here for you. There is, I think that people are looking to you and seeing you living this life and making these big choices, and some of you making really, really big life decisions. Because you have realized the importance of what life is. You might not have gotten exactly where you want to go yet, but the fact that you're taking steps to get there says a lot, okay? And I think that there might be people in your life that, don't necessarily, or that, that they look to you, they admire you. And I feel like maybe that's what this person is. You might not understand it, you might not really see exactly what they're doing, but they're there for you. They're standing in the storm with you. And let me pull out more cards. I don't know, I hope this reading made sense. This is the first reading, I think, where I feel really not very confident in. I feel like you have something at your fingertips, and you have this this opportunity to act and to make these changes that you want, but yet you are somewhat holding yourself back. Now we have the Fool in reverse. You are holding yourself back, even though you have the support of someone, and you've made the decision to do these things, whether it's to go travel or to, like I said, the extreme sports, or, to have the job that you want to have, or to go to the school that you want to go to. But yet you are maybe not seeing the quality of that opportunity or something. I don't know. And traditionally the Lovers was about choice. And now we have the Two of Pentacles, also about choice. And the choice to, keeping everything up in the air, keeping everything balanced, keeping your head not too high and lofty, but also not too on the negative side either, keeping that even keel, which is so important to just, functioning and being able to make next steps, right? And then you have the Lovers, feeling like it is more about choice, that there is a choice placed before you. Like I said, you have the opportunity to live life to the fullest, to be able to experience a life that most people could never dream of. And you have a cheerleader in your corner, but you need to take that leap. Are you going to actually do it and make a life out of it? Or are you going to just slump back and get back to the status quo, play it safe? I don't see this month, it's the last reading or this reading, I don't see this month being about playing it safe. This purpose, this bigger picture is indicated here. Wheel of Fortune, the sun, the moon, the high priest. There's something very, very grand happening in your stars right now. And there's no reason why you shouldn't have faith that everything will work out. Some of you may be quitting jobs. Some of you may be taking big, expensive, risks. But I see those risks panning out well for the most part. I see your leaps of faith being the only thing holding you back. You need to make those leaps of faith in order to get the things that you want. Ugh. I hope this made sense. It didn't make sense to me as I was saying it. And I don't know, I hope it speaks to at least one person out there. I'm going to leave it at that because my mind is like, I'm seeing so many different things. Also, again, a very colorful reading. So I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. I hope it helps a little bit. Good luck, and I will see you next month. Thanks.